What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and I got Game 4 of the Adepticon Singles Tournament. Now, the first game I had a decent win over Alex and his Beast Herds army. The second game I got a small win over Adam and his Dread Elf army. The third game I was winning. I was going undefeated. I was on the streak. And then Sean Troy in America said no. And I lost that round. So then now it's the fourth round. I got knocked down a couple tables, and I'm going against, I want to say his name is Andrew. I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm going to look it up really quick. It was Andrew. Yeah, it's Andrew McDonald. And I'm just like, okay, well, he's a dwarf player. We're playing this final objective, or the final scenario. And, excuse me, it's like this, you get to either be a defender or a flanker or attacker. So I wanted to roll off, and I decided I wanted to be the attacker. He has a portal on his side, which he has to defend. Well, he's a dwarf player, so it should be easy for him to defend it. He has, should have a gun line, right? Or, he should have a good, decent turtle stance around it. So that's one thing that I'm like, okay, well, I have to go in there and I have to attack. I have to just take it over, right? Now, one thing that kind of screwed him, though, is he had this hill right in the middle, or right in front of his gateway where it was deployed, and we also had a building separating us. And plus, since he's the defender, he actually gets, I think he got more in the middle. He had less on the side, so he really had to kind of like bunker down, and the deployment kind of screwed him, to be honest. But we're gonna go over what we had both on both sides of the army. For me, you can see I have my Goblin Wolf Riders in the front, Longshot's on the left. Longshot is not part of the Wolf Rider pack. He's just a Goblin hero with the Skull Splitter shotgun. Behind them is a unit of 12 Orc crossbow wielding Orcs, I guess. I call them Tooth's Crossborks. Behind them is the Squigs, the Gnasher herd. It's about 28 of them. Behind that is a unit. Here we go. We'll pull another picture. Got the unit of Doom. And Doom Ironclaw or Hookclaw is my BSB. The BSB has plates of Tuck Tech. He also has the War Banner, and then that whole unit is just Feral Orc Ed Bashers, 2-hand weapons. They have the big Stabadon with them. Behind them is a unit, or not a unit, this is the A-Rock, the 2-time tournament champion. And she's been doing alright. Last game she kind of got nailed in the corner and really couldn't pull out any points. So, but she didn't lose the points either, which is a good sign. Dread right now is in the lead for tournament MVP. Dread is just destroying. He's over 2,000 points already, and he is my Iron Orc big boss on a Wyvern with 7 attacks with the Axe of Strife or Sword of Strife. And over here I got a King Koopa. King Koopa has not been pulling his weight this tournament, but he's also honestly been playing chaff, which is kind of funny actually. The Dragon Rammer on the right is not in this 2,400 point game, but the 2 Doom Divers behind him are, and the Doom Divers are actually really high up there in points as well. I think they racked up close to 1,000 points this tournament. And then up here I have a unit of 20 Forest Goblins that are skirmishers with the Mother's Gift banner, and they do have Baxter with them. Baxter's a Goblin Shaman with Shadow, and then I also have my level 2 Kabuto the Python. So as for my opponent, actually let's go over Magic first. Magic, I got Swarm of Insects, Fireball, Turn of Smoke, Shadow Miasma, Raging Storm, and the Beast Within. And then as for my opponent with his Dwarf army, his Dwarven holds, he has his Organ Gun here. He has a unit of, I want to call these, I want to say these are, I might have it with me. I hope I have it with me, because I've been holding on to this for a while. No, the answer's a Yema. I don't have it with me. God damn it. Alright. Anyways, he has a unit of, I want to say these are warriors with great weapons. If they're not warriors with great weapons, they are Longbeards. But I want to say they're warriors with great weapons. Over here he has a unit of marksmen. He has about 12 marksmen with guns. And then over here he has a bigger unit of 14 marksmen, it looks like, with a character on the side there with the they all have crossbows. Over here he has his Anvil of Doom, or whatever it's called. And then over here, this is his giant block of hammers, and you can tell he has a spot in the middle there for his Dwarven King. These guys are a pretty nasty looking bunch, right? Over here he has, in the back, you can see he has a unit of skirmishing slayers, and they're joined by a Dwarven Slayer character. And then his, I think that's it, his king on he's like a throne, whatever, the shield bearer. I don't know what the hell they're called. The guy's carrying the fat bastard. That's what it is. Anyways, he does have a cannon over on this side over here, and for deployment, since I am the attacker, I believe I go first no matter what. So it's going to be Orcs and Goblins turn 1. I took over the flanks, as you can see, because that's an attacker-defender stance. So my flank on the right side, I just kind of power it up. I move it up. I have my goblins, skirmishing goblins running up the gut. Now their main objective is to take out the slayers. They're also running a screen from my nashers. I did put the wolf riders on this side, but then what I ended up doing was I kind of made a mistake. I didn't want to get shot up by with Kabuto. So I actually had Kabuto join the unit of wolf riders, which made them lose their free reform fast cav rules. So since I did that, I really couldn't escape from in between the nashers and the goblins, and I had to shrink the goblins down in size to fit between that rock, because that rock is impassable, blocking line of sight, all that kind of jazz. So I'm just like, shit, now the wolf riders are kind of just stuck in there. Dread's in between there as well, but Dread could get out if he wants. The A-Rock's kind of watching the left side. Now, the reason why I have everybody bunkered on the right side is because he has that organ gun. He has that cannon. Dread's blocked from the cannon. I think the hill's blocking us as well. There's a hill, a tower, and a rock blocking most of that right side. So the savages don't care. They're up in the middle. And then the crossbow orcs are going to be entering that forest in a minute. Anyways, on the left side, you could see Longshot popped up over here, and he just vanguarded up, and he's going to get closer enough to the cannon. And then Koopa's coming up on the left side, too, to take care of that cannon. Magic Fade's got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up 4 dice on Beast Within, and I get triple 6s. And I was contemplating throwing it onto his... Actually, I think I threw only 3 dice. But I was contemplating throwing it on the organ gun, but I didn't have an angle on it because of where I put him with the wolf riders. So I just shot his freaking slayers, and I only killed 2 slayers for the damn... I did throw 4 dice. I threw 4 dice on it. Killed the 2 slayers. I rolled the dice to see what my miscast was, and it was a 2. I rolled the dice to see if I got sucked into the warp, and boom! Shit. Oh my god, that is the worst spot possible. Look at that. I'm just going to take a chunk out of my nashers. I end up killing like 5 nashers, 3 wolf riders. My shaman gets sucked into the warp, and I think that was it. Oh my god, that was an ugly start. Oh my god, that's horrible. That's just horrible. Oh man. Whew. Anyways, I'm going to shoot the... I want to say I shoot the web launcher. Let's go over here. Actually, yeah, the crossbow orcs, they're going to start shooting at his warriors with great weapons. They end up killing off 2 of them. And then I go ahead and I shoot my Doom Diver at his organ gun, because I think it was aiming at the organ gun. The organ gun was right in the center, and I was like, I just might as well try to hit the organ gun. It goes behind the organ gun, hits the engineer, and I take out the engineer. That's actually kind of funny to me. I never ever thought to actually just take out the engineer instead of taking out the organ gun. And then the other Doom Diver, it misfires. I can't shoot for the rest of the game. This is not a good start, guys. This is just not a good start. Gonna shoot the web launcher over here. It hits him, kills only 1 guy, but sticks him down for a bit. They have the triple march banner, but they're only triple marching 3 inches. I love that about dwarves. It's gonna start off turn 1 Dwarven holds. So he starts moving up his characters over here. He has one of those seekers or whatever, the special guys that are just unbreakable. He's running up the gut, going straight for my A-Rock. As you can see, He doesn't move up his other units much, just because he doesn't want to get. I think one because he only has a March 3 on one, and the other one doesn't really have much. Magic Face, he gets 12 power dice. He goes ahead and he tries to throw some. He throws like some D6 strength 6 bolts or whatever it is from this guy from the anvil. Hits Koopa, does 2 wounds to Koopa. Ouch! Shit. He does some buff to these guys to make them distracting. I'm just like, okay. And then he's going to go to Shooting Phase. Shooting Phase, these crossbow dwarves are going to shoot at my squigs, I believe. And yeah, I don't see any damage that wasn't already done. He goes ahead and shoots these marksmen at my goblins that were in the way. He ends up killing off one goblin. He goes ahead and shoots the organ gun at the A-Rock, does 2 wounds onto the A-Rock. And then he shoots this cannon into Koopa, and Koopa just bounces it off his gut, and he's like, you fat bastard. Koopa! You bastard, I love you. Alright, it's going to go ahead and start off turn 2, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 2, Orcs and Goblins. The last Wolf Rider runs off the table because he got blown. His buddies all got blown up and ran off. And as you can see, I'm actually not afraid of moving Dread up. Dread actually just flies right over there. If he wants to charge me, let him charge me with his crossbow, guys. They ain't going to do shit. But really, what I'm trying to have Dread do is I'm actually trying to have Dread go straight for his anvil. So Dread comes over here. The Forest Goblins are moving up. The Squigs are moving up. The A-Rock kind of sits back. Right now, what we're trying to do, the Savages did move up, but I'm trying to take out that organ gun this turn. That is my objective right now. So Magic Phase got 3 power dice. I go in and I throw up 3 dice into Shatter Miasma to lower the ballistic skill of the organ gun, and he dispels it. Go ahead and I shoot the web launcher, or I shoot all the guys actually, the crew, at his freaking dude here, and I only do 1 wound. I shoot these guys over here into that same guy, only do 1 more wound. That sucks. He's gonna live. He's gonna get into my A-Rock. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. Shoot! Long shot. By the way, I did charge Koopa into the cannon. Apparently that's not on the picture here. Koopa charged the cannon. Long shot shoots at his organ gun, and it does exactly 3 wounds. Good shit, long shot. Bam! Causes a panic check, and I believe they're good. Shoot the Doom Diver into them. Kills off 1 hammerer. And Koopa does 2 wounds onto the cannon crew. The cannon crew cannot wound Koopa. It's going to start off his turn. His turn. Dwarven holds turn 2. Dwarven holds turn 2. His guy here is going to charge the A-Rock. I actually stand and shoot, hoping to kill him, but no, he gets in. He's going to do something there. He's trying to get his little buddy out of the tar pit that the A-Rock's about to eat his friend. He's like, get out, little buddy. I got you. Alright, as you can see, he actually turns his skirmishers facing Dread, which is kind of not what I was hoping for. His hammerers move up towards the Savages, and the other guys kind of got left behind because they were slower in their movement. So he's gonna go. He has some tricks up his sleeves. He's gonna have a lot of shots into Dread before I get into combat. Magic Phase got 5 power dice. He goes in and he tries to do all his magic shit onto Dread, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And I just keep on stopping it. I'm not letting him get anything through on magic. He's using all his bound items, whatever. So all those guys up there, they're going to start shooting at Dread. And just check this out. Bing, 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 bing. Dread armor save 8 shots from marksman. 8. Oh, shit. Oh, man. As for close combat over here, this fucking Seeker dude did 1 wound onto the A-Rock. The A-Rock attacks back, kills him. He does his "you're coming with me" move and does another wound out to the A-Rock, but that's okay. Over here, Koopa killed the cannon, is going to face the gate, and it's going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Koopa and Longshot are using the gateway to block line of sight of the anvil so the anvil doesn't shoot shit at them. As for everybody else, excuse me, Dread actually, I don't have a picture of it right now, you'll see it in a little bit later, but Dread actually flies over the Seekers to the other side to face down the cannon, whereas the Goblins move closer for some shooting action. Magic Phase got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up 2 dice onto Shadow Miasma on these guys, and I lower everything, I believe. Then I go ahead and I throw up a shit ton of dice onto Turn of Smoke, but he dispels it. I go ahead and I shoot my Doom Diver into his hammers, but he misses. I go ahead and I shoot the web launcher into his hammers, and it kills off 3 of them and sticks them even further. Now these guys are movement 1. I go ahead and I shoot. As you can see, I got my Force Goblins right here in the face of his Slayers. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to take it. Part of the thing is, if he charges me and I flee, he's going to give me a flank to my Squigs. So that's why the Goblins are there. Even if I stand there and take it, he's going to get charged by the Squigs in the following turn. But anyways, the Goblins here are shooting their freaking short bows over there, kill off 4 of his marksmen, and that's it for my turn. I have nobody in close combat. We're going to start off Dwarven holds turn 3. Dwarven holds turn 3. He actually moved his skirmishers to face the anvil. He did not want me to take out the anvil. And I'm just like, oh god, this guy, man. I really wanted to kill that anvil. If not, I could have just charged into his side block of his hammers, but that could have been bad, or his great weapons, whatever. These guys are moving up an inch or 3 inches. I love that I can manipulate Dwarven moves, triple marches into a 3. That just cracks me up. Magic Phase got 9 power dice, and he goes ahead and tries to destroy all his thunderbolts and stuff into Dread, and I just use my Dispel Scroll. I dispel it all the way around. The one spell he did get off was distracting on these guys, so it's harder to shoot them. Distracting and blurry. And it's going to start off as shooting phase. Shooting phase, all these marksmen are shooting at my goblins. They kill off, 3, 6, 7, 8 goblins. Goblins are going to stick there. And it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and goblins. Turn 4. Dread's like, fuck it, I'm going to charge. And he charges the back of these guys. He thought I was going for the anvil. He thought I was going for the side of his Slayer block. And I was just like, fuck that shit. I'm going to kill these chumps. So Dread goes and gets a rear charge onto these chumps. The Forest Goblins move right in the face of the skirmishing Slayers. The Squigs move up behind them. I'm not too worried about the guys on the right side. If they decide they want to attack some Squigs, I'm like, you know what, he'll do it, he does it. But I go ahead, and since all the cannons are taking up and basically busy, Koopa goes on the hill facing the rear of his hammers. I'm starting to eyeball how I'm going to take out the hammers. I hate fighting dwarfs with giant kings in the middle and all that stuff because they're just hard as hell to deal with. I really don't have a way to deal with them. As you can see, Joe dropped out of the unit. He's inside the forest by himself. The savages are moving up. The Arok's going to have to deal with the great weapons by himself unless the Squigs could get around. But right now the Squigs are kind of chaffed up by the Slayers in the Goblin fight. Magic Phase got 5 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up I think like a dice or 2 onto Shadow Miasma. I get it off. I lower a bunch of their stats. Then I go ahead and I throw up all the dice onto Turn of Smoke. He tries to dispel it, but he fails. And I get it off, and I did the big spell. And I lower his strength by 3. Oh, shit. I turn strength 6 hammers into strength 3. That's insane. Longshot's going to take a cheap shot, kill off 2 of them. Arok's going to shoot her web, and it doesn't do shit. Shoot the Doom Diver at him. I think it misses. These guys over here are going to start shooting at these Slayers, and they end up killing off. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I did single tap, by the way. Single tap, because they have distracting skirmishers. I did single tap, but I'm close range. Bam. Holy shit. I killed 5 of them. 5. Holy shit. Over here, Dread wipes out the unit. Causes a panic check. And I believe the guys on the right stick, actually. Huh. I wiped out the unit to the man. Gonna face him off this way. Just turn him around, facing those cruiser marksmen. It's gonna start off his turn 4. He still moves up. He can't do a charge. He really can't do shit because his movement keeps getting lowered. And now his great weapon guys are kind of sitting back like, ah, crap. So he goes ahead and moves up. Magic Phase got 3 power dice, which is nothing. He does enough to get him distracting again. I don't know why he didn't charge my goblins at this time. Maybe because he didn't want to fight my squigs behind him. I don't know. These guys right here are going to start shooting at my squigs. They end up killing off 6 squigs. And that's it. There's nobody in close combat. It's going to start off Orcs and Goblins turn 5. At this point of the game, guys, I am cracking up. There's just so many things that's going wrong for my opponent. He's like, I was doing so good when you blew up your wizard. And I was like, oh man, Dread's gonna charge into the side. This is where it gets really ugly. Dread's charging into that unit up there, okay? And then check out this picture right here. A-Rock's charging the freaking, I think it's the flank of those great swords or great weapons. Koopa's charging the rear of the hammers, and the savages are charging the front of the hammers. And I'm calling out the Wog. Wog! Oh shit! Bam! Oh, that's ugly. That is ugly, Wog. Holy shit! I feel bad for the guy at this point. I'm just like, this is brutal. Oh my god. He still didn't charge my goblins, so I'm going to go ahead and keep dancing the goblins around the skirmishers and move the Nashers up more. Magic phase, I got 4 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Shadow Miasma. It goes off. I don't even have to throw up the other spell because the other spell's still on, so remain in play. And he can't stop it. Shooting phase, these guys are going to keep shooting at the Slayers, kill 4 more Slayers. And then the Doom Diver shoots at the Slayers, kills 2 more Slayers. He does have a character in there, though. Over here, Dread just ripped apart these guys. Just kills a bunch of them. They actually get 1 wound off, which I'm just like, holy shit. We're like, yeah, right, 3. I need to roll like a 1. I rolled a 1. I was like, I gotta roll my ward. Oh shit, I failed my ward too. He was like, take that. He shot Nidhogg in the eye with a crossbow is what he did. They're going to fail, and they're going to run off the table. I believe I just turn around. Oh, man. Over here, A-Rock. A-Rock, you sexy son of a bitch, you. Damn. 9 dead dwarves. 9. That's A-Rock plus the goblins. They attack back. They do a wound onto the A-Rock. She thunderstomps him. I think that was with the thunderstomp. No, the thunderstomp took 4 more. Holy shit. And he's going to stick there from steadfast, I believe. I believe so. I don't remember how that works. Maybe it was steadfast. And he's going to turn around, face this way. But that's okay. There is the runesmith in there. I think the BSB's in that unit as well. But it's okay. A-Rock took out a huge chunk of hammers. And maybe a turn or 2. Maybe the Nash can help out. We'll see. Over here, impact hits. Double impact hits. Boom! Kills 4 guys. Whew. Savages go. Kills off. Actually, the BSB was in this unit. You can see him on the right there. Jesus Christ. He's always striking last with strength 3 weapons. Even his general is like strength 3 right now. That's insane. Koopa's killing a bunch. He didn't even bother to challenge. I was like, Koopa doesn't care, man. He would fight whoever if you guys want to challenge, or I could just toss him a champ and kill off the rest of the unit. He does have bodyguard up on this unit, but holy crap. That's insane. The Savages took out 3, 6, 9, 12 guys and his BSB. Holy shit. If he didn't have bodyguard, that would have been an auto break right there. But he does have bodyguard, and he's going to stick for a round. He didn't even kill any of mine. I think he killed, he did 2 wounds. 2 wounds. Holy shit. It's going to start off his turn 5. He finally decides to take a charge here into my goblins. My goblins stand and shoot and kill off 1 guy, and he's going to get in right there. These guys fleet off the table like I knew they would. Magic phase, he got 9 power dice. Goes ahead and he throws up these guys like to get +1 something, maybe distracting. I don't remember what it was. He goes ahead and throws like a thunderbolt into my Nashers, and he ends up killing off 6 Nashers. That one was nasty. It was like 2d6 strength 4, I think it was, and killed off 6 of them. He goes ahead and tries to do the straight 6 one into my boss. I dispel that one, of course, and then he's going to start off close combat. Close combat over here. He ends up killing off, I think, a couple goblins. My goblins kill like 1 of his, I think. I don't know. At this point, we're honestly pushing the time limit, and they're starting to tell everybody, you guys got like 5 minutes, finish this phase. And I was like, dude, I even asked my opponent, do you want to just finish this? Do you want to call it here? Because it's kind of looking a little one-sided. And he's like, no, let's keep fighting. I'm going to fight to the bitter end. And I was like, that hell of a sport Andrew is. Over here, the A-Rock ate 3 of these guys. These guys end up doing another couple wounds onto the A-Rock. A-Rock does a couple thunderstomps, kills off a couple more. He fails combat. He's not steadfast. He's gonna run, and the A-Rock eats the unit in whole. Over here, so there's not that many guys left. He decides he's gonna challenge his Dwarven Lord and just try to stay alive. So Koopa gladly accepts. Koopa's like, ha ha ha, fatter than you fat dwarf. And then he's like, alright, so I did 2 wounds. 2 wounds to his Dwarf Lord. His Dwarf Lord could not kill Koopa, even though Koopa had 1 wound left. And then the savages just destroy the rest of the unit. And that was basically it. So he's making me crack up. He's like, my Dwarven Lord is strength 3. I'm like, yes. He goes, so basically I'm a goblin. I'm like, yes. He's like, I'm a fat goblin. I'm like, well, Koopa's a fat goblin and he's stronger than yours. He's like, shit. So he loses. I mean, I have 3 banners, ranks. I have the rear flank still. I still have, I kill 4 wounds. So he's like, alright, I'm going to run. You're just not going to catch my Dwarf Lord. I'm going to get away. I'm going to get away. So he rolls the dice, and he's so confident he's going to roll really high. And he rolls double 1s. He rolled double 1s. He's like, well, the guys are carrying the king. They can't run that fast. Oh, man. Koopa and the savages just eat that unit up, man. Oh my god, that was a crazy fun game. Now, it's turn 6, and I'm like, we could just call it here. And he's like, no, finish me off! And I was like, dude, they're already telling us it's a 5-minute warning. He's like, just do it, it'll be real fast. I'm like, alright. So Dread's gonna charge in here. Fergus walks by. This is Fergus over here. And Fergus is like, what the fuck are you guys doing? The game should be over. And I was like, dude, he wants me to finish it off. He goes, alright, hurry it up. And he looks at the board and he goes, no, dude, this game's done. This game is done. Just put the dice down. And I was like, Fergus, I'm going to put you on camera here, showing you're the reason why we stopped the game at turn 6. And he's like, fine. So he gave me this nice little picture here. But oh man, it was a fun game. It was really funny. I gotta thank Andrew. Andrew was a great sport about the whole thing. The guy was cracking me up the whole time. You know, I got a huge, like a 25-0 victory here. I had all the objectives and secondary objectives and stuff like that. Man, that was a crazy game. As for my MVP for this game, let's go over the MVPs before I go over the closing out of the tournament, because this was the last round. As for my MVP in this game, I'm actually giving it to, you're not going to expect this one, I'm giving it to Goblin Joe. Goblin Joe is the reason why the Savages and Koopa went unscathed against that giant horde of, or not even horde, but that giant block of Hammer / Kingsguard. Goblin Joe made them strength 3, gave them shitty weapon skills, messed up their movement. He messed up the movement the whole game. He controlled who moved where. Now, Koopa did rack up the most amount of points in the whole game. He got 990 in this game, and the Bush, or not the Bush record, the Foot Clan got 890. Alright, so Koopa only got 100 more because he killed the cannon. But I really couldn't accurately represent how much Koopa took, because Koopa was part of the massacre of the savages and all that. So it's just, it's in there that Koopa has his he got the full points for that. That was the only reason I did that. But honestly, like I said the first time, Joe is the reason why I dominated that combat. Dread and the Bushwhackers were just playing games with his slayers, and I think I honestly know, and I put them there on purpose. I always constantly put the goblins in the way of his slayers, so that way if his slayers ever charged him, the Gnashers would have been on the other side just waiting to eat that unit, because I know the Gnashers would eat the crap out of the slayers, and if I didn't, which he didn't ever charge until the end, I just knew that I'd just shoot him to pieces like I did. So they really did play good games up in the corner. Dread was just on fire. Dread was just eating whatever the hell he wanted to eat. I was going for that anvil a long time ago. I was going for that anvil, but yeah, that's kind of how that went. Now, as for my tournament MVP. I'm going to go over this. I'm going to kind of go over this in backwards order here. I'm going to go over who had the least amount of points to the most amount of points. Now, last tournament, which was the Brawlers Bash, the Squigs performed huge amount of success. They killed like over like, I think like over 1,000 points total for the whole tournament. They got most of that in the first round. In this game, or in this tournament, they only got 80 points. And they died, I believe, 2 times out of all 3 or 4 games. Let's see. They died in the first one, yes. They died in the second one, yes. And they died in the third one. They died 3 games out of 4. They lived in this one, but not by much. So they got the LVP. They got the least productive person in the whole army. Oh man. Next up in points is actually the Bushwhackers. They got 305 points, and out of the 305 points, half of that was from this game right here. So they didn't do so hot, but you know what? They're goblins, and they're not really that expensive. They fell short of how much they were worth by only about 100 points. As many games as they lived in this game. They really crap me out over in the versus America. They definitely died against some Dancers of Yema, and the first game they ran off the table, so they died 3 games as well. Let's see. Then we got next up in points would be the Crossborks. The Crossborks, 324 points. They racked up. Some of those were actually clutch points. They killed off like they did stuff against like the Arcane Engine. They did stuff. The thing about the Crossborks is they died in the first game against a reason why they shouldn't even had died. They panicked off of an insignificant thing blowing up, and they shouldn't have worried about it. That was insignificant. But the second game they died. They kind of got they held up a whole flank for 2 turns, which was actually really impressive against a Dread Elf player. The third game, they tried to take a flank again, but they got punked by some beefed up spearmen. And then the fourth game here, they lived. So they did die 3 games. I think they actually, usually they hold their points. They don't die as often, but I kind of charged them in 2 battles there. Next up in points goes to Kabuta the Python, the level 2 wilderness shaman. Now, he definitely died in this game. He blew up a big template and just took out, a chunk of my guys with him. Let's see. In the first game, he, I believe he stayed alive the whole time. The second game, let's see, he stayed alive in that one. The third game, he stayed alive in that one. So he died in that one. So he died 2 games. Oh shit. He died 2 games and he lived 2. So he's kind of up in the middle there. That's kind of how it's going right now. Next up would be Longshot. Now Baron Longshot, his points are not that many points. I mean, I think he fell under how much he's worth by like 50 points roughly. But he is definitely, he pulls his weight. I mean, the people he kills, the little obstacle shots that he could pull off, those are great. And this really doesn't accurately represent, the points don't accurately represent his threat level. In the first game against the Beast Herds player, I believe he lived the whole time. Yeah, he lived the whole time. Second game, he lived the whole time. Third game, second game he got ran down by a chariot. Third game, he was shot by a sniper by Bradley Cooper. And then the fourth game, this game, he's still alive. So he also died 2 games. Next up in points would be, let's see, the Doom Divers. Now the Doom Divers actually are getting, that's pretty high up there. They're actually in 4th place in points. No, 5th place. They're in 5th place in points. But I honestly think that they did a phenomenal job this tournament. They got over 1,000 points in damage done. Both of them, they're worth about 220 points together. Times that by 4 games. That's 880 points. So they're actually carrying over their point cost by over 199, by about 200. So they're worth more than what they were doing for the amount of people they shot at. It's kind of hard to say that they both died in every round, because some of them, sometimes one lived and one died. But we're gonna go over the ones that they actually both died in. In the first round, they both died against the Beast Herd player, so that's definitely one game there. Second game against the Dread Elf player, I believe they both died. And nope, one lived in that one. One definitely lived in that one. The third game against Murica, one lived, and then in this game they're both alive. So they only really died in one game fully. Now, next up in points goes to King Koopa. King Koopa is in 4th place in points. Most of those points was actually in this game alone. In this game alone, he got over 990 points. Jesus Christ. And that's coming back from 2 games where he racked in 0 points. 2 games where all he did was play chaff. So in 2 games, in 4 games, he's racked up over 1,200 points, came into 4th. What a comeback, Koopa. Koopa, the comeback king. All right, now he actually has, let's see, first round he took, or not first round, Beast Herds, he died. But he died assassinating the Death Shaman, which is, I'll accept that. All right. Second round against the Dread Elf player, he lived. He ran close to the edge of the table, but he lived. Third game against Murica, he lived, but he ran away. Fourth game, right now, he lived to the bitter end. So he only died 1 game. So Koopa was definitely worth his weight in Koopa points. All right. Third place points was actually the Foot Clan, the Red Horde. Holy shit. They took over 13, 14 in points, and most of them were in this game alone. The first game they only took about 130. The second game they only took about 40 points, which is nothing. The third game they took out a good chunk of points in that tank, but they didn't finish the tank. And then this round alone they took a huge chunk of points. That first game they lived to the end. They did take out that Gorgon or Gortax or whatever it's called with a nice impaler, a big stabadon into the knee of that guy. The second game they got wiped out with a failed charge by Dread. Dread kind of screwed that whole unit over to take the victory for himself. The third game they got wiped out by the tank. And then the fourth game right now they lived to the bitter end. So they got third place. They really only died twice, I said? I don't remember how many times I just said. I think, yeah, it was twice they died. So they were actually doing pretty good compared to their greenskin counterparts that I did at Brawlers and Okan. Second place, guys. You won't expect who got second place, guys. The A-Rock. She got 1,661 points total for all 4 rounds. The third round was the one that really hurt her. She probably could have took out a good chunk of guys on that third round, but she got shot twice by that damn tank, and the damn tank limited her potential, and she just sat in the corner and just stayed there. First round she lived to the bitter end. Second round, second round she lived. Third round she lived, but with 2 wounds remaining, and the fourth round she lived with 2 wounds remaining. So she died a total of 0 times the whole tournament. She didn't die at all the whole tournament. That is awesome. Way to go, A-Rock. Now it goes to the number one slot, and it goes to the King of Kings, Warboss Dread. Holy shit. Dread took in a total of 2,500 points. 2,530. Okay. He's close to 400 points in cost, alright? Which means that he total was 1,560 points for 4 games. But if you minus that, he took over 1,000 points more than he was worth in the tournament. That is insane. This guy flying around, taking out BSBs, taking out small bunkers, taking out monsters, taking out Minotaur Lords and everything. He was just on fire this tournament. I put him in overdrive. He was kind of fed up because the big brawl, he got his ass chumped all 3 games. He didn't take that many points. He barely took 500 points total that in big brawl. But in this one, he took every round by storm. So even when he died, he went out swinging. He only died, I believe, in the 3rd round. Yeah, I think he only died in the 3rd round against Murica. So with 1 death, out of 4 games, he is definitely the tournament MVP. Dread, you sexy son of a bitch, you did it. Alright, now, I got some more pictures here for you guys. This is the end of the singles tournament. We still have a team tournament the next day. As for overall winners, first place, actually I have it up right here. First place went to Justin Berge. Now, Justin Berge, I don't have any pictures of his army, but he actually had a Highborn Elf army. He was on the top table against Lenny. Now, if you guys watch my videos and know the Saurian Ancient player I play, the Lizardman army, that's Lenny. So, Lenny was on the top table, but Lenny did not defeat Berge, got second place. Third place, I can't say who it is because I'll just let you guys discover it on your own. But going on into, I forgot who got best sportsman. Holy crap! Somebody got best sportsman. I think it was Sean Troy. I totally think it was Sean Troy. Sean Troy was the guy I played against, Murica, and I think he got best sportsman. But I could be wrong. What's the other award? So best general went to Len. Best overall went to Justin. Best sportsman, I believe, was Sean Troy. I could be wrong. Please don't quote me. Or if I was right, quote me. Okay? And then best paint. And we're like, I look at Dennis. Dennis looks at me. Right before the tournament started, I looked at Dennis and I go, hey, is that French guy here the one who beat us at Brawlers? And he goes, no, the French guy's playing another tournament. And I was like, oh shit, we have a chance. And so the French guy was playing like 40K or some shit like that. So then I was like, all right, we have a chance. And it was pretty much up to me, Dennis, and there was one other guy. I believe it was Jeremy. And it went to Dennis. So Dennis took the best paint, and I got basically nothing. I got 9th place in the whole tournament, which is actually pretty good. Between me and Justin Berge, there's probably like a little but over like a 30-point difference, or just under 30 points, like 29-point difference. So even if I tabled Sean instead of vice versa, Sean tabling me, I would have still fell in second place. It was not enough to beat Berge. Berge was on fire the whole tournament. That is a big gap. Let's see. Yeah, that's that. So, guys, I had a blast. It was a good time. I met Thomas Mertens. Here's a picture of me, him, and Once Bitten. Right, I think this is actually day 3. I don't think this was day 2, but whatever. I had this picture in this group of photos, so I'm gonna put them up there. And guys, stay tuned. I got one more round of tournaments going on. I got the team tournaments with me and my brother, and we're playing as a team of Orcs and Goblins with Ogres. And really what it is, there's a whole story behind it. There's some fluff behind it. Chickenhead is looking for his long-lost brother, Turkey Neck. So, that's the fluff we're going with. I'll get there when we get there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Peace. I'm out. If you guys haven't hit like and subscribe, hit like and subscribe. For those 2 guys, it might just be one guy with 2 accounts, but for those 2 guys who keep disliking my videos, fuck you guys. Seriously. I don't care, really. I really don't care. If you guys would like to help out with donating some money for my channel to help me pay for some batteries or for some tournaments, you can always go to my YouTube channel, and there's a support button on the right side. And until next time, guys, take care, peace, put some comments, leave some feedback, say whatever you gotta say. I love to hear it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Later.